Midianites or Gideon? Midianites. The Midianites had a lot more. Let me show you what it's like. Here, you stand up, sweetheart. Now, this is a very nice young woman. What's your name? Annaleah. Good, powerful voice, too. Look at that power. Annaleah's got some power. Look at that power. All right? However, if Annaleah was going to take on the entire school of Strong Rock, who do you think would win? Probably them, don't you think? Why would they probably win? Because they got more people, right? Give her a nice round of applause. The entire school would probably win, even though she was packing. She had a nice gun there. All right. So Gideon's like, all right, God, now it's time to go to war. And God is like, no, it's not time to go to war yet. You have too many people. And it doesn't say this in the Bible, but I'm sure Gideon was like, what? I have too many people? I've got like this many, and they've got like this much. What are we going to do here? And God says, all right, Gideon, go tell the people. If you're afraid, go home. So Gideon goes and tells the people, all right, guys, if you're afraid, who wouldn't be? If you're afraid, leave the army now. And a lot of his army left. So now he's even got a smaller army. And so he goes back and he and God talk, and he's like, all right, now we go to war, right, God? Now is the time. And God says, no, you still have too many people. And I imagine Gideon being like, what are you talking about? I still have too many people. He says, take your people down to the river. The ones that drink like the guy in the middle, putting their face in the water, they got to go. The ones that scoop up the water with their hands, they can stay. So he takes them down the river, and only 300 people scoop up the water. Everybody else has to go. So now Gideon's army is only 300 people against this giant, huge Midianite army. Now, why do you think God did this? Why do you think he got Gideon's army down to only 300? To prove whose power? To prove God's power. That's exactly correct. Give that gentleman a nice round of applause. God allowed the Israelites to get a huge army together, and then they went and beat the Midianites. Who would get credit for the battle? The Israelites would get it, right? But he gets it down to only 300. Now, what's the only way the Israelites are going to win? If God helps them out, right? So now God gets the glory. Now, an interesting thing happens. Do you think Gideon was scared? Yes. He absolutely was scared, right? He's about to take 300 people to go fight this huge, giant, ginormous army. So he's got a choice. He can do the right thing. He can help his people beat these bullies, help free them from this big army, and probably risk his life. What happens if you lose a war? You die, right? There's no coming back for that. You lose a war, so Gideon's life is at risk here. Or he can go back home where it's kind of safe and probably live a very long life. Well, thankfully for the people that he was trying to free, he chose to obey God and to go fight. He and his 300 got around the Midianite army and blew their trumpets. When they blew their trumpets, they said, for God and for Gideon. And the Midianites were so scared that they started fighting themselves. They took out their swords and started actually fighting each other. And things got so chaotic, and they were actually fighting against themselves that they just gave up and ran away.